Hey guys, what's going on? I got another series of videos for you. My first one, if you haven't seen it, was on Mac versus PC. This one's going to be on iPhone 4 versus HTC EVO 4G. Um, and I'm just going to be, well, that's my first video. And I'm going to be comparing the iPhone just to other Android phones in reviews like this. So stay tuned for future videos. But this one is going to be the iPhone 4 versus HTC EVO 4G. Um, as you guys know, the HTC EVO 4G was released earlier this week, and it is considered to be the first 4G phone on the market. It is in strong competition with the iPhone, and it is currently on Sprint's carrier system, which is actually gaining market share because of this phone. Um, I'm gonna go through the features and then just explain my thoughts at the end of it. Um, so as opposed to the iPhone has a 3.5-inch display with 960 by 640 pixel resolution. This is the iPhone 4. Um, while the HTC EVO 4G has a 4.3-inch screen and 800 by 480 pixel resolution. So the resolution is slightly lower, but the screen is larger. Processor, the iPhone has an Apple A4 chip, which is unknown, but they probably are saying that it's a gigahertz. That's a gigahertz, however you say that. HTC has 1 gigahertz processor. Um, Size, iPhone is 37.37 inches thick, 2.3 wide, and 4.5 high. Evo is 4.8 high, 2.6 wide, and zero point 0.5 thick, so the Evo is way bigger. Evo weighs 2 more ounces than the iPhone. So overall, the size of the Evo is much bigger. Cellular access, the iPhone has 3G, HTC has 4G. So the HTC is a lot faster in terms of downloading over networks because the iPhone is unfortunately not 4G yet. They need to develop that technology. Um, Storage, iPhone is 16 or 32 gigs, and the HTC is 8 gigs included, but you can upgrade it to 32 gigs. For the iPhone, it has two cameras, dual cameras, 5 megapixel main one, and it also has a front-facing camera, as we witnessed on Monday. The HTC has dual cameras with an 8 megapixel facing forward, and it has a 1.3 also facing, what's it called? Um, sorry, 8 megapixel facing back, and a 1.3 facing forward. Um, they both can record at HD video 720p, but the iPhone can do 30 frames per second, while the HTC can only do 25 frames per second. So you basically get a slightly faster video on the iPhone. Video conferencing, the iPhone is native. It's called FaceTime, and it works just like calling. While the HTC is available through an app called Quick, and it costs $5 a month. However, you can get the basic app for free, and it can also be used over 3G and 4G cellular networks. So Apple has ease of use as of right now, but HTC has more access. You can do it anywhere, not just Wi-Fi. Sensors, the iPhone has a 3-axis gyro scope. It has a compass, accelerometer, proximity sensor, and ambient light sensor, and it also has GPS. The HTC also has a compass, an accelerometer, proximity sensor, light sensor, and GPS. So the iPhone does have one leg up on the HTC in a gyroscope in terms of gaming and motion access. Um, Battery, sorry, the iPhone has 7 hours of 3G and 14 hours of 2G talk time, and the HTC only has 6 hours of talk time. Price, they're both $200. The HTC is $200 after a $100 rebate. with a contract, and the iPhone is 200 for 16 gigs and 300 for 32 gigs. Um, Availability, the HTC is already available. It was released earlier this week, and the iPhone is June 24th. And HTC is on Sprint. iPhone is on AT&T. Now, that's a lot of information, but what are my thoughts on this information? Like, what are the differences between the phones? Um, Basically, first, right off the bat, the main thing you notice is the HTC is much larger than the iPhone. If you really care that much about carrying a brick in your pocket, the iPhone 4 is slightly smaller. But if you wish to have a bigger screen and you really don't care about how much that's going to affect the size of the phone in your pocket, I would go with the HTC. Um, Processor doesn't really matter; they're equal. Uh, Again, the weight of the HTC is a lot more. So if you want to carry a lighter device, go with the iPhone. Storage doesn't really matter. You can upgrade both to 32 gigs. Cameras both have dual cameras. However, the HTC does have better quality on the front-facing camera. So if that really affects you, then I would go for that. Also, it has 8 megapixels, so the HD might be slightly higher. However, on the contrary, uh, the iPhone has native support for video chatting, so you can just automatically chat with anyone, while the HTC, to get the full compatibility, you have to pay for the app, quick, for $5, but you can do it over cellular. So again, um, quick, or the HTC with quick. If you want native support, go with the iPhone. But if you want to do it anywhere, if you want to video chat anywhere you want, go with the HTC. Sensors, if you want better gaming sensors, go with the iPhone. If you want just normal stuff, everything except the gyroscope, go with HTC. Battery life is only slightly higher on the iPhone, so I don't really think it matters that much. Price exactly the same, and carriers is Sprint or AT&T. So which phone should you get? If you're on AT&T, I highly recommend going with the iPhone, just because it's there. If you're on Sprint, definitely go with the HTC, just because it's on your carrier. Um, it depends. I already talked about this. It depends on size. Main factors are size, video chatting, carriers, and video quality. Um, Size, if you want a smaller device, iPhone. If you don't care about the device, if you really want a huge screen that looks awesome, go with the HTC. Video chatting, if you want high quality video, and you don't mind paying $5 for an app to video chat, and you also wish to video chat anywhere, go with the HTC. If you want to video chat but you want it natively and you don't want to do any setup, and you also want it to be completely free and you don't care about lower quality, go with the iPhone. Carriers, if you're on AT&T, iPhone, Sprint, HTC, definitely. And if you want better gaming or app support, I highly recommend iPhone. You can there's basically any game out there for the iPhone. Although the HTC and Android do have a very full, open app store, to look through, so that I would take into account. But overall, guys, that was a quick overview between the iPhone 4 and the HTC EVO 4G that was recently released. Again, this is part one of a series. If you wish to, sorry, what am I saying? This is part one of a series, so please subscribe if you enjoyed this. Just click the little button above the video. I would highly recommend it, so please, I really appreciate it. And part two will be coming soon, so stay on the lookout for that. And enjoy your phone, whichever one you get, or just, I hope you enjoyed the review. And I'll catch you in part two, guys. Peace.